Hello! Brew day time. So, what's on the menu today? We have got a very lovely Friday night beer. So what's this then? I'll hear you cry. Well, some friends of mine have a little podcast called the Friday Night Beer Club. Now, despite the name, they don't actually really talk about beer at all. It's more around movies, TV, quite a heavy focus on superhero-y stuff because that's kind of what they're into. So obviously that's why I listen to it. That's the sort of stuff I'm into. But they'll cover other stuff as well, like, you know, Game of Thrones, Call of Duty, Bodyguard, all that kind of stuff, and a lot of the, you know, the new blockbusters, Terminator, all that kind of stuff. So check them out. Their website is, I'll put it in there because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like FridayNightBeerClub.co.uk. They are also on the old podcasts Apple thing. I don't have an Apple phone, so I don't know what that is. I think they're also on SoundCloud as well, although that seems to be a little bit behind. But I will post a link there so you can get hold of them. It's a good laugh. So basically it's going to be their 50th episode soon. And I was around my brother's house, they were there too, we were chatting, and I sort of said, well, you know, we could do, it's a Friday Night Beer Club, why not brew a beer and give some away for like the 50th episode extravaganza, because they were going to do a giveaway and maybe t-shirts and stuff like that. So they were up for it, and here we are. So it's a lager. We kind of had a bit of a discussion about what to do, and it was decided it should be a fairly fairly popular thing to do. I want to do like a New England IPA or something, although one of the guys did want an American IPA. So it's going to be a mosaic lager along the lines of Piston Head's Flat Tire, that kind of thing. So it's pretty simple grain bill. We've got 3.8 kilos of Marisotto, Pilsner malt even. 300 grams of Carapils, hops. I'm doing Magnum because sort of that going for that American kind of taste. So 7 grams of Magnum at 90 minutes, 90-minute boil obviously because it's Pilsner malt, and then 15 minutes I'm adding 8 grams of Mosaic. Then I'm going to dry hop with another 50 grams of Mosaic. I'm using my RO water, and we're doing fairly minimal water additions. These be the water additions here because obviously you want a fairly clear water profile. And that's it. I'm using Kvike yeast purely because I've not done it in a lager before, so that's going to be interesting, and also time's a bit of an issue. Kind of need to get this rocking and rolling as soon as we can, and if I'm using a proper lager yeast, that's going to take 2-3 weeks as opposed to 4 or 5 days with the Kvike. And we've done a lager with Kvike, and people I know have said it's turned out well. So, interesting to see how it goes. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird hybrid, Kolschi, lagery kind of style, but you know, I think it's going to be good. So that's it really. I've done the put the mash on last night. No, this morning, sorry, but I had to do it really, really quick because I was watching the kids at the same time. So I didn't get a chance to film that. I will film hopefully some more of the brew day. Yes, okay, so that's it for now. Let's get cracking with the rest of the video. Here comes the first sparge. So you may remember from my last video, if you watched it, that my HLT is currently out of action, so I'm having to use my boiler. Problem with that is I can't actually hook my Inkbird up to it. So I've got the temperature probe in, but I'm having to keep an eye on the temperature because, like I said, I can't have it automatically switch off because the wattage is too high on this. But on the plus side, it does heat up quicker. So every cloud, and I'm free for the rest of the day, so I can keep an eye on it. It's a little bit of a pain, but hey ho, I do need to get my HLT fixed or possibly get a new one. That's the first runnings. Back soon. Right, I had a few people say before about doing a proper shot of the recipe. So here it is. So they can do a screenshot apparently. Enjoy. Right, so the first beer, Friday night beer, is in the boiler. Tiny little bit of spillage when transferring because it's a pain in the arse, but that's okay. So I've got about 31 litres. Pre-boil, it's boiling for 90 minutes as I said. That's the pre-boil colour. Pretty clear as well actually, I like that. Haven't taken the gravity reading yet, I'm going to let it cool down first. Interesting to see what happens. Right, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not, but I've decided to go ahead with it. So I'm doing a double brew day. So the second one, I wanted a dark beer for, I hate to say the C word, Christmas. But I didn't want anything too heavy or too strong because last time I had like a 6% stout or like a 7% Christmas beer. And it was just a bit too much. So I've got a lager and something easier drinking. So I'm going to do my first ever American Porter. About 4.7, 4.5% that'll come out at. So that should be good. So 3 kgs of Marisota, that's right this time. Half a kilo of flaked barley, half a kilo of crystal, 250 grams of chocolate, 100 grams of roasted barley. Hops again, I'm just going for Magnum just because I've got those to use up. Why not? And I might dry hop it, I haven't decided yet, we shall see how we go. Yeah, a bit more water additions. I don't think I've actually got enough RO water. I'm making some more now. I've got enough for the mash, but I might have to sparge just with normal water. But again, my water profile would suit dark beers anyway, so I think it'll be okay. We shall see. And just Kveik yeast again, purely because I've got loads in there. It's quick, job done. So I'm going to ferment. I can do the other lager in the firm fridge, and the other one I've got an aquarium heater. Again, I can whack that up to 40 and just blast through that as well. I just need to get this bit done in the keg so I can crack on. That's it. So what I've had to do with that, oh again, sorry, you guys want a little screenshot, don't you? There you go. Huzzah. Enjoy. So what I've had to do is, the first one, the Friday night beer, is the last lot of sparge water's gone in, and that's now doing its final sparge for 20 minutes. While that's doing, I'm now heating the mash water for the second beer because I've only got one way of heating at the moment because my HLT is not working. So what I'll then do, so basically I'll put all my worts so far for the first beer in a firm bucket. Not ideal, but again, I've got no other choice. So then I'll get the mash on, and then I can start the ball for this one, and I can start the ball for the first one. So a bit of juggling would have been great if I'd have had both. But to be honest, actually thinking about it, I can't run both at the same time really anyway because it's too much power and it will fry my electric socket. So it's all right. It's okay. We'll manage. Yeah, I might not have time to cool the second one as well, but I've got my no chill cube ready to go, so I might just whack it all in there. Anyway, so it's all good. It's all under control. It's only 10 to 1. I've got another 5 hours, so I'll be alright. And if not, it'll make an interesting video. My hair is an absolute state. I'm really sorry. I'm an absolute fucking mess today. I've got this crappy old... This is my garage fleece, because it's getting a bit chilly now. But hey ho, you're not here for my ravishing good looks. You're here for brewing, and that's what I'm doing. Whoa. Okay, time to mash in the American Porter. Right, I don't normally show mashing in, but this time, there's a fucking grain. There it is. I'll give you a little demo. You can't really see a lot, but hey ho. So this is the grain. Woo! And here we go. So I personally put the water in first. Got your mash paddle, by the way. Stainless steel, sexual, £4 from the range. Better than Fairly long handle, not quite as long as my old. Okay, so I used to use this plastic spoon. A little bit bigger. But plastic in hot wear, it's not great, and it's getting a bit skanky and discoloured, so that's going to be for the chop, which is sad because I've been using that since day one of home brewing. Hey ho. Also with my mash, I tend to do, I think the standard is 2.5 litres per kilo of grain. I go to 3, and I find that works a lot better for my efficiency, and also tend to get, it's just easier. Like, you don't have to put the grain in quite as slowly, the old Jim Payne method. You can literally mash in a couple of minutes, which is a lot better. Get less dough balls and all that sort of stuff. So I know you can't actually see what's going on down here, but I'm sure you know what grain going into water looks like by now. A bit more. Like I said, so I'm just going to mash in this beer, and then I'm going to get my second beer, sorry, my first beer on the boil, because I've only got one boiler at the moment because my HLT is kaput. I'm still contemplating whether to buy just a brand new stainless steel one, or if I'm just going to get a new element for my existing one. It seems a shame, to be honest, to chuck it, because it's perfectly functional. Alright, it'd be nice to have a nice shiny stainless steel one. Also, as well, there's the issue of the strength of the element. If I were to get another boiler, I would get a Buffalo one again. Oh, stainless steel. HLT, I should say. And they're 2.6 kilowatts, whereas that's only 2.4, so I can get away with running it on an Inkbird. I mean, Inkbird's supposed maximum capacity is 2.3, but I don't have any issues with using that 2.4 kilowatt element. Ideally, it would be great to get a 2.3 kilowatt element, and then I wouldn't have to worry, but you can't seem to get them, and I don't really worry anyway, to be honest. And it's only going to cost about 15 quid just to replace the element, so I think I probably will end up that route, because save the planet and all that, man. Single use plastic. I don't know, I'm a bit attached to it as well. It was my first ever boiler. Seems a shame to get rid of it. Although it will end up like Trigger. Same broom for 15 years. It's had 7 new heads and 13 new handles or something. God, I love that sketch. Okay, that's that one mashed in. I'm going to cover the little blanket. Let's move my other beer out of the way first so it doesn't fall in. Okay, and that's it. Going to leave that for 2 hours, at least. And now I need to go stick the other one in the boiler and get boiling. See you soon. Right, so the first beer, Friday night beer, is in the boiler. Tiny little bit of spillage when transferring because it's a pain in the arse, but that's okay. So I've got about 31 litres. Pre-boil, it's boiling for 90 minutes as I said. That's the pre-boil colour. Pretty clear as well, actually, I like that. Haven't taken the gravity reading yet, I'm going to let it cool down first. Interesting to see what happens. Finally at the boil, because this was left in the fermenter for ages. Normally I start boiling after the first sparge. But never mind. So here we go. First hop drop, 7 grams of Magnum. Here we go. Yes, I didn't throw it everywhere. Woohoo! Right, next one is in 75 minutes. TTFN. Second hop drop at 15 minutes to go. 8 grams of music. Doink. Boom cha. See you in 5. Right, 10 minutes to go. Wort chiller is in. Irish moss in. Nearly there, peeps. Okay, so flame out. And we're cooling it down. It does your head in, doesn't it, when you've got it on camera? You see all the flickery. Oh, it's still flickering. Okay, so that's coming down quite nicely. Again, I'm just using the temperature probe. It's not actually plugged into anything. I'm collecting the hot, really hot water from the wort chiller, and then I'm going to use that as my sparge water for the American Porter. Thus reducing the amount of time I need to heat up the sparge water. Clever me, eh? Not just a pretty face. The good thing as well with this Kvike yeast is you only need to get it down to 40, so it's going to be done in no time. Look at that. Falling at a dramatic rate. Okay, back soon. Right, we're down to 40. Transferring into the FV, which is sanitised, of course. Post-boil sample is taken. That's just clearing down. Once that gets down to 20 degrees, well, a bit lower, I'll take a temperature hydrometer reading, so I know what I'm looking at ABV wise. And as soon as this is drained, I'm going to do a quick clean and then get my sparge water cooking. It's 4 o'clock, so 4 o'clock? Yeah, so not looking too bad. I'm probably just going to sparge it and then leave it in the cube overnight and then boil tomorrow because it's getting a bit late. But pretty successful. I've got a mate who does that, leaves the sparges and leaves it in the cube overnight. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, the yeast is pitched. I've pitched about 6 grams of Kvike. Normally I do 4, but I want a bit more of a cleaner tasting beer, so I've over pitched to get less esters. Yes. Okay. So that's brew number 1 done. Sparge water heating up for brew 2. Getting there. Okay. Lager is done, fermented. Final gravity with adjustment for temperature is 1.044, and the target was 1.043, so nailed it. That's looking really nice and clear. Lovely colour. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks. Right, so we're heating up the sparge water for brew number 2, the American Porter. It was about 35 degrees by the time I'd actually managed to get round to putting it in the boiler, but saved me a little bit of time. Sure, up to 71.6 I think we're going to fairly soon. And I'll drain this down and we'll get... I'm definitely just going to whack it in the cube now after sparge. I haven't got time to boil tonight. Right, draining off the first of the mash water of the American Porter. Pretty damn dark. Probably a little bit darker than I planned. This is weird because I only added like 100 grams of chocolate malt. But we'll see what happens. Sparge water is nearly to temperature. So we're good to go soon. Woohoo!